Okay, we're gonna start with a little game. So I'll be showing you a number of pictures, and I will ask if you think what you see in the picture is included as one of the 11 World Heritages in Turkey. Okay, so are we ready? Okay. Who thinks this is in Turkey?
Oh, no.
Can I see some hands? Nobody?
Staten Island, New York.
Oh, okay. Good guess.
No,
All
it's
right.
in Staten Island, I'm
Yes,
sure.
yes, it's for a fact it's in New York. How about this? Egypt. Anybody thinks this is in Turkey? Okay. How about this? This is not Turkey? Okay, well, you guys are doing really good. I didn't think you would know as much. Okay, so let me ask this question. Who thinks Shanghai could be the most modern or the newest city in the world? It's very new, right? So I think, in my opinion, this could be the newest city. Okay, now I would like to show you the oldest city. So Çatalhöyük dates back to as far as 7,500 BC. It was one of the first human settlements to date. It is believed to accommodate around 8,000 people. So here's some pictures. It was actually recently discovered. I think just it dates back just a few years. So it's pretty new. They're still continuing with the excavations. So here's a model house. So yeah, what makes Çatalhöyük very unique and very interesting is this design. So when you look at this is a model house, like a more modern of what they found during the excavations. So it's really interesting to see an oven, and they found ventilation systems. They found sewage systems. So it's really interesting that 7,500 years ago, actually plus 9,500 years ago, there was a lot of civilization in those houses. And yeah, about religion, they also found a lot of religious statues. So religion existed during that time. So this is, you can find this place in the southeast of Turkey. Anybody have been here before? Anybody who are planning to go here?
But at least I can add something.
Sure. Please.
Maybe you may not want to put this one into your itinerary, but you can put the Anatolian Civilizations Museum in Ankara, where you can see most of the parts of these sites, where there are so many relics. You can see that.
And it's slightly far away from all the other attractions. So if you're planning a long trip in Turkey, you should definitely go here. But if not, maybe you might keep it for the next time. Okay. So what do we have next? Okay. So just as Çatalhöyük, the following few slides will be about the early civilizations. Cappadocia. Right. So as you can see, it has a really strange landscape. So how that landscape was formed is that after a volcanic eruption of Mount Erciyes next to Cappadocia, what happened was that ashes solidified into soft rocks, and over time, over thousands of years, wind and water erosion created that really strange but at the same time really beautiful landscape. So they call these particular ones fairy chimneys. I'm not sure about the story behind that. Anybody knows the story behind this? Right.
There's a shape to also from the male private part, so they call it the love city, right?
Oh, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I've been in a hot air balloon ride, and we've been
Right.
over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's some shapes, landscape of the male private parts,
Okay.
so they call it the love city.
Oh, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So early civilizations who lived here made caves within those within the landscape. So you can when you look at the bigger pictures, there's a lot of holes in the landscape, indicating that there was some settlements before. And yeah, hot air balloon, just like the sir just said. I think they do the balloons during the morning, right?
Yeah, you gotta wake up at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And they drive you out all the way like into the the area for that, and
Okay,
they
can
blow
you
the balloon.
tell us about your memories of the hot air balloon and the view?
Oh yeah, sure. Like so, well, they came knocking on our hotel door like at 3:30 in the morning. I was like, wow, so early, yeah. The guy drove us out like for an hour,
Okay.
and then they started blowing up the balloon. It took them about an hour and a half to get it blown up.
How many balloons do you think that they were?
On that day,
Yeah.
there was about at least 50.
Yeah, that many balloons.
Yeah, that many hot air balloons, at least 50. You can see them all over.
Okay.
All over, and then they take us up to like 1,000 meters high, and then we floated around for an hour,
Okay.
and then we went over. That's what the guy said. The Love City I was telling you about. It looks like a male private park. The shape of the landscape. Really, I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, interesting interpretation.
So then it took us around for like an hour, and the landscape's really, really beautiful. If you ever have a chance, you should do it.
Do you think it was worth waking up so early?
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. Yeah. It was definitely worth waking
Yeah,
up.
I think a lot of people are thinking the same way as you do.
Yeah.
It attracted 1 million tourists in 5 months. I think I read that this is one of the like record-breaking numbers. So if you're planning like a maybe a week of Turkey trip, a must-go place. Mount Nemrut. Okay, this is an interesting one. So Mount Nemrut is famous for it's Muslim of I'm not quite sure how to read this in English, but it dates back to first century BC. It's so what you're seeing in the pictures is a graveyard for the king. One of the ancient civilizations. There was this king who wanted some excitement after him, and yeah. So what makes Nemrut so unique is the outstanding stone carving that you see. A lot of details. When you look at the face and everything, it's very beautiful. Is there anybody who have been here? No?
Which area is that in Turkey?
In southeast part of Turkey.
Yeah, so I think this is near near Çatalhöyük.
This is around at more than 2,000 meters up. I mean, it's really takes time to get there. People are going there to see the sunrise. It's
Yeah, I think
really
it's
unique.
similar to hot air balloon.
Yes,
they want
right,
to see the
right,
sunrise.
But the reason why they built them, erect them there, this is most probably to see the uniqueness of the sunrise. That's the reason we have.
So how many World Heritages have you looked at so far? Just to see if you're paying attention. Okay, yes, 3. Okay, a lot of attention there. That's good. Okay, the city of Hattusha. It dates back to 6,000 BC. Very old. It's very common to see such dates in Turkey. There's many ancient civilizations, and this is one of the particularly interesting ones. So it was one of the earliest urban organizations, and it was the capital of Hittite Empire. Anybody knows about Hittite Empire? From maybe from the Turkish guys? Maybe can you tell us more?
The history of Turkey. It was left in my high school.
Oh, okay, so you're saying.
Shame, that's a shame.
Well, it's.
But it's like been more than 4 years. So.
It's a shame. You ask me the history of America, I tell you from high school.
Well, maybe that kind of means it's so ancient that he doesn't even know.
Or maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah.
His excuse left in high school.
There's not much remains from the city. I think this is what remains from it. Again, you see, it's so old, but at the same time, you're seeing a lot of beautiful stone carving and like aesthetic figures around the city, even though it's around 8,000 years before. Okay, so moving on. Troy. Can I see some hands who watched Troy? The movie Troy? Just three of you? Okay, can I have some guesses where Troy is located? The city of Troy?
It's the west part of the country.
Oops. Yes, the northwest. It's in Çanakkale, fairly close to Istanbul. Right, Troy, the city of Troy. So this is also pretty ancient, I would say, 3000 BC. It's mostly famous for the Trojan War. That was fought between the Greeks and the Trojans who lived in the city back then. And this is the Trojan horse. It's still in Çanakkale. If you went there,
The same horse with the horse in the movie.
yes, this is the one from the movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's right.
That was filmed in
Which was given to the Turkey as a gift.
Oh, they made this for the movie. They made
Yes,
this.
they
art.
made this for the movie, the same one.
What's it made of?
So
Wood-
can,
wood, yes.
So there wasn't a horse there before. They made this for the
Yeah,
movie.
that was
I mean,
a
Hollywood constructed this.
yeah, right. But there were another one before.
Oh,
It is still exists.
oh, there was another one before. Oh,
There are some several horses there.
So,
Okay.
since there's people who never watched the movie, can anybody tell me,
But
or
yes,
obviously tell us, the story behind the Trojan horse? I think somebody here. You have been to Turkey, right? And you should probably been to it. Yeah. Do you know the story behind Trojan
Yeah,
horse?
of course, it's usually a Greek war between Spartans and Trojans.
Okay. So there's a war,
Yeah.
and
So they made, I think they told Uriah to present a gift to the Trojans, I mean the Spartans, and then they hid inside the horse, and then they came out
and opened the gates and right. So after I think many days of fight, they couldn't get in the city, and they just saw this as a measure to trick the other army and open the gates to the city and invade the city. Right. The city of Troy also accommodated a number of civilizations, of course, including the Greeks and I think the Romans as well. Right. So this is the remainings from the city. There's still a lot to see if you went there. Yeah, I think it will be a good idea to go there because it's pretty close to Istanbul. Yes, see if you have time for the city of Troy. The city of Hierapolis. So this is one of the other Greek, ancient Greek, cities. So it dates back to 2nd century BC. Compared to many other heritages, this is not as old. So it was formed by Greeks, later invaded by the Roman Empire. Right. It's very popular for Christian architecture. I believe there's a number of churches inside, which I think inspires many other churches around the world. And there's a theater, as you see. It's also famous for its gladiator fights. Right. And this city has been tourist site for centuries. Not only recently, but for hundreds of years, people have been going there. Who knows why? Any guesses? I believe, yes, for those who have been to Turkey, you should know, right? Any guesses from the Turkish friends here?
most of you maybe know this side, which is also called as the Cotton Castle area.
Right. This brings my next point. Pamukkale, which literally means in Turkish cotton castle. So why is it named Cotton Castle? Okay, for obvious reasons. It's white, first of all. So this is a hill covered entirely by this white fort. So how this happens? Going back to my notes here. Right. So it was formed by terraces of carbonated minerals left by the flowing water. So there is a thermal water in this area, and the pools you see here are from thermal water. And yes, it's famous for hot springs. I think you can get in the pools, right? Who has been here? Right. So have you tried the pools?
Yeah. You can, well, you can actually swim because it's really shallow. Yeah, it's really shallow, so you can just it's like these shallow. But you can walk inside. Well, some parts of it. But these parts, I think it's prohibited. You cannot go into.
Right. Recently, the level of thermal water has went down significantly, and they're kind of saving water, and yeah, I think that's why they're restricting where you can go in the landscape. But yeah, definitely a must-go place. This is, one of the most known, after maybe Cappadocia and Troy, one of the most known places in Turkey. Very beautiful, especially you can see from the pictures.
This is really interesting place. And recently, just 60 years ago, new area was discovered there. Just at the end of the, just outside the city wall of Hierapolis, historians found a place. So many graveyards just hidden under the ground. But I have seen that graveyards, they are really huge. Like this area, I mean, one of them, very huge and very big. And later on, the historian explained something about the graveyards to us there. And he said that, as Moa said, this area attracts still now so many tourists to this place because of this thermal water, spring water. So many people came to this place to get some treatment, from Rome, including from Egypt, from everywhere, came to this area to get the treatment. And also, I think it's still under construction right now. I think it will keep like this next 50 years because it's really huge area. I mean, so it really works really well.
Any other interesting experiences? I'm sure for those who have been to Turkey should have been here.
Yeah, and on top of it, not far away from this like hot spring pool, ancient Roman pool. It's it's very nice.
Right.
I would recommend everyone who goes there to swim. Actually,
So there's a pool called Ancient.
No, it's a pool. It's like a swimming pool, warm water, and then they have all these ancient Roman pillars and flowers. You can actually swim.
Is it in the city?
It's right next to it. It's
Very close, just
Okay.
very nice.
with fish. Is it true? There are some
I
fishes.
didn't see fish there, not much. But like you're swimming actually inside pool with like ancient Roman pillars and around you.
Not normal water. Water like
Spring water.
spring
Yes.
water. Yes.
Right. So
Very
the
warm.
recommendation is
Very warm and drinkable. I mean,
You could drink
yeah, you can drink.
mineral water.
Mineral water, yes.
right. The next Greek city, the city of Lyton. It dates back to 6th century BC. It was capital of one of the Greek civilizations, Lycia. It was also a religious center. It had three major monuments. which was one of the earliest religious figures of that time, belonging to Greek Empire in Turkey. Anybody been here? This is one of the less famous heritages of the 11th.
Okay.
This is on the western part. Right.
Okay, go by.
I'm not sure where exactly, but this is at the western. And right, so we're done with the Greek ones. Now moving on to cultural heritages. Right, the Great Mosque and Hospital of Divri. Anybody been here, first of all? Right, it's from the 13th century, not as old. I think it's right before when the Ottoman Empire was formed. Probably from the Seljuks.
Yeah, probably.
It's mostly famous for its decorations. You see here, extremely detailed stone carving. It reflects some of the unique features of Islamic architecture. This is way earlier than the mosques you see in Istanbul and many of the other cities. But you can still see the minarets and the basic mosque architecture. Right. Where? Okay. It's. Do you guys know where this exactly is on the map?
It's in the middle of Turkey, Sivas.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is near Ankara, fairly near in Sivas. Right. Not a lot of other architecture around it. So if you wanted to go there, I think it's just to see this. But they might not be included in the World Heritages, but there's a lot of other attractions in Sivas where this is. So it might be a good idea to go there if you're planning a long trip to Turkey. Right, the famous Hagia Sophia. I'm sure everybody who has been to Turkey should have been here. It's from the Byzantine Empire. It was an Orthodox church. This is always in the Turkish history books. It had the largest dome. So when it was built, I think among all the world churches, it had the highest and I think the largest by diameter dome. It's located in the heart of the city, Istanbul. Right.
You said was an Orthodox church. You use the past tense. Is it still not an Orthodox church?
Oh yeah, I was actually just going to come to that.
Oh, okay.
So once Ottomans came to Istanbul, they transformed it into a mosque.
Okay.
So this is actually obviously from this Arabic. This is what you see in every mosque in Turkey. So yeah, it was transformed into a mosque from a church, and what happened was in the 20th century, not that long ago, it was then transformed into a museum, and it is the most visited museum in Istanbul. So some very interesting fact. So in mosques in Turkey and in everywhere else in the world, you could never see pictures inside the mosque. So, but then you would think, if this was transformed into a mosque, how could this stay, right? But because they have to take out all the faces and every other body forms. So what happened is this brings me to another interesting point. So what the Ottoman Empire did, they really respected every religion other than Islam. So what they did was they covered this and all the other pictures with some sort of substance that you could later on just remove it and get back the pictures. So this is what they did, and right, this is one of the very famous pictures inside the museum. So can I hear some stories and experiences from people who have been here? I'm sure. Yeah, I think Yoko did, right? Right. So, what did you like it, and how would you compare this to other mosques? I mean, other now mosques, but yeah, this is, although this is a museum, it still has the features of mosques still.
Yeah, it gives you a very special feeling that you have a lot of Christianity inside it, and at the same time, and also you can see a lot of Islamic feature, and the architecture is very special.
Right, from the previous picture, just the
Even inside,
yeah, yeah. It has very interesting feeling. From how about the Turkish guys?
Well, I know that there is like the time that it was built was more than, I mean, before 500 centuries. It was first
Right.
built during the first century, I guess. Then it was burned, destroyed. Then it had to rebuild again by the Justinian II, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one that you wrote was the second one, and now it still exists. Like it has story more than 1500 years.
Right.
So when you get inside, I mean, like the thing that we do when I was back in Turkey with my father was, when we go to Istanbul, the first place that we visit was Hagia Sophia.
Yeah,
is
it's
some-
one of the signature
Yeah.
attractions of not only Istanbul but Turkey in general. And something interesting to hear. A lot of the mosques you see today get their architecture from Hagia Sophia. So, when you think of the design of mosques in Turkey, a lot of it comes from Hagia Sophia. So it also has a interesting story about this. Selimiye Mosque. This is one of the other very major mosques in Turkey. It was built in 1568 during Ottoman Empire. Its architect is Mimar Sinan. Who here knows Mimar Sinan? Right, can you tell us about Mimar Sinan?
Just know he was a famous Ottoman architect.
Right, perhaps one of the most famous. He has built numerous mosques and other structures all around Turkey.
You know the numbers?
Do you know the numbers?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, could you please share?
365. He lived till 99 or 100, something like that. Yeah, you can see his mosques from Bosnia Herzegovina to Damascus or everywhere.
Not only where
throughout
Turkey is
Ottoman Empire.
today, but also where Ottoman Empire's territories were before.
Bridges to waterways, mosques
Yeah.
to hospitals.
Not only, it's not restricted to mosques. It includes hospitals, I think libraries.
For example,
bridges.
this Selimiye Mosque actually only a part of the construction there. We call this area as the Selimiye Külliye. Külliye means including complex. Yes,
I was just
right.
gonna come to that.
The complex,
So
which has, I mean, like hospitals, shops,
it is a
library, hostel, and hospital, or many things. I mean.
it's where people spend their time actually. It's not only about going there to pray, but then it's where you spend your time, where you get your education, where you come for rehabilitation. Right. And something really interesting about Mimar Sinan. Do you want to say? Do you want to tell us?
Well, he has a great knowledge on mathematics.
No. Yes, that's true also. But Mimar Sinan has built 300 plus structures. But then he said this was his best. This was his masterpiece. And if you have been to Süleymaniye Mosque in Istanbul, he said what was the word? He said that's my
second major mosque, maybe. I mean,
right. Even Süleymaniye is very beautiful and very very huge. But then he then said, "This is a masterpiece of all."
And he built this one when he was at 87.
Right.
Yes.
He was 87 years old when he designed this. And yeah, what makes this mosque very unique is its size, its design. You can see the details here. You know, these pillars, I believe, were brought from far, far away. Many other things that were, you know, brought from different territories of the Ottoman Empire, from Egypt, you know, including Egypt and, you know, all around Central Asia and yeah, that part.
And one of the interesting is that when it was first built, it didn't need any aircon. It was such a how to say ventilation system that I mean there was no need for aircon. That people was even when people came to there not just because for praying but just for relaxing at the same time.
An ecosystem as well. I mean, when you say something just around where you, the head of the mosque, I mean imam we call, where he prays, when you touch the ground, you can hear the sound wherever you are in the mosque. It's really very interesting system.
And this is located in...
Şeyi de anlatsana hocam şu ink olayı var ya, ink.
Onu tam bilemiyorum.
Yes, long time ago, you know, there is no any light in the mosque, so they use candles. When the candles,
Light?
no, it gives light, but at the same time it
Produces some smoke.
produce some smokes. They made a system to collect them. Not only collect that smokes, it also later on they use
Creates ink.
yes, they create ink with that smoke.
So the smoke coming from all the candles,
Yes,
going to
the
this
best,
one room,
the best inks. I mean,
and it becomes ink, and they I think they use it for typography later on. And this is located in Edirne, the city very close to Istanbul. It was the capital of the Ottoman Empire before Istanbul. So a lot of other structures from the Ottoman Empire in this city. So definitely a must-go place.
Sorry, which city again?
Edirne.
Edirne.
It's
2 hours away from Istanbul.
just 2 hours away from my car.
This is not
depends on your car.
This is not bigger than Sophia, but this is
If you're Ferrari, 20 minutes.
You can
Okay,
fly
this is the
it.
favorite one of Mimar Sinan.
Yeah,
Now,
that was that.
now
I know,
mine.
Yeah.
It's famous.
I'm not sure about the size. I think they're about the same size. This was very, very huge.
When you say this complex, where you has hospital, library inside, I think this is huge.
Well, not inside.
Not inside.
Okay.
Surrounding.
Yes. Wait.
Let's start again.
Complex-wise, it is the largest. But then just the mosque-wise, I'm not sure if it is the largest.
I don't think so. The biggest mosque in Turkey, I guess, is the South Mosque. About the area. The
In
volume of the
Ankara,
mosque.
the new one of the new.
The new
It is
one. Okay,
another-
every time there is a new one coming. When I was back in Turkey, there was one in Adana, in my hometown.
Right, but I don't think that's ancient, right? I mean,
Yeah,
not,
that's
not
not
very
ancient.
old.
Yeah, it's like 20 years old. or so.
Yeah. Right. Definitely a must-go place. Make sure you go there. Okay. And this brings me to my last World Heritage sites in Turkey. Safranbolu. It dates back to 13th century. So, can anybody tell me where the name comes from? Maybe from been Turkey.
Saffron, maybe it sounds like little bit something you know. Saffron, a kind of herb.
I think it's a word coming from Persian, I guess. Okay, saffron is a plant that gives the yellow color to food, and the city and Bolu is a city nearby. This city takes its name from the plant that grows somewhere near the city. So what makes the city very unique is the architecture of the houses you see here. So it's a perfect illustration of the Ottoman Empire architecture. So, all around Turkey, this architecture existed for centuries. But then, obviously, after the formation of the Republic, and they couldn't keep many of those, and you don't see this in Istanbul. I don't think you could see this in Istanbul. But yeah, they preserved this area pretty good, and you can see this. Well, it gives you a feeling of the Ottoman Empire for sure. And interestingly, it was located in one of the major trade routes, and that's how it grew pretty quick, and to this extent. Right. Anybody who have been here?
I've been to a place which is near to that, like Esti. It's called as Kastamonu, where this one is located. So one of the quite interesting thing about this city is the respect they show their religion. Because if you compare the size of this house and they compare the size of Mecca, the mosque in Mecca, so this one cannot be larger, higher than that size. So they respect so well that they didn't build much longer. And if you go there, their people are so friendly. They have much willing to help you. I was so surprised. I wasn't expecting to be like this.
So before I end the presentation, is there any unique experiences you want to share with us? Especially if it's from if it's about one of the 11 heritages. Any experiences there?
Hey, you forget the belly dance. Where's the belly dance?
I think it might be the next heritage on the list.
No, it's all over all the heritages.
By the way, belly dance that doesn't belong to Turkish culture.
Really? But it's all over Turkey.
Yes, but it is not also an Islamic culture.
It's originated from
very earliest Arabic tribes, they use it
okay.
as an entertainment. But it's not Turkish culture. Ottoman Empire was, including many areas from Morocco to Crimea, to Hungary to Romania. So there could be something from that cultures as well in Turkey.
I'm surprised your underground city didn't make the list. In Cappadocia, the underground city, it's quite an intricate system that was built there a long time ago, for people hiding away from the enemies.
Yeah, I think that's
quite an impressive site to visit too, like the underground city.
Okay, yeah,
the intricate system inside under the ground.
Okay.
With the ventilation and how they had their rooms to cook and live and sleep.
Right, yeah, the Cappadocia is not
big.
Yeah, it's very big. It's a big underground city. Very big.
It's
a
not
whole
only
city
the
lives here.
landscape, but then what they built underneath it, right?
Yeah, they built underground. It's subterranean.
Right. So yeah, as you can see, it was very common to see structures and landscapes dating back to thousands of years ago. So and that what makes Turkey very unique. The first settlements existed in Turkey, where Turkey is today, and there have been numerous civilizations who have lived in Turkey. So yeah, Turkey is full of history, and it's a great. I've been living overseas for some years now, and when I compare Turkey to many other places, it's definitely very unique for its history, and for its I would say for its culture today. Thank you very much.